welcome. This is my new time. It's a little early because I do have a booking at 12 today. So my name is Carrie. I'm one of the trainers at UVAC. So I'm making this video kind of for you to follow along. It's gonna be a quick workout. There is more of a beginner focus here. So I just want you to join me if you feel you need a chair. I recommend having some soup cans or light weights as well. Otherwise, it's going to be some nice isometric contraction here. Okay, we're going to get started in just a moment. I'm just going to get my exercises that I've written up here for a moment. So as always, I do recommend starting out with some mobility and stretching. So we're just going to go through some of that today. Can you see? Okay, great. So we're going to just start off on the floor, actually. So I will grab a mat. And we'll get started. All right, so on your mat here, we're just going to kind of go right into a butterfly stretch, seated sideways. So it's not about zipping up your feet to your, groin. Just focus on keeping your chest and shoulders back. And then I want you to slowly actually keep that back nice and neutral and get your chin to your feet. Chest. Lead with your chest. Keeping those hips back, stretching the inner thigh. You're down lifting. You're gonna reach. Hold here. Alright, coming right from there, we're just gonna actually extend one leg out in front here. We're going to lift up the arm and reach it over to the opposite side of the leg. So here I want you to still focus on keeping a neutral spine, but we're also focusing on bringing that chest to our knee here. And some people will be a little more flexible, and they can reach actually all the way to the side of that foot. The important thing is that we're stretching the low back on this side, so I want you to actually reach all the way to the side of the opposite body. And I like to actually make this dynamic, add some arm circles, reach it up, and stretch again. Again, if it feels painful, ease back. Stretching should not be painful. And if it is painful, it should be painful in a good way where you know a release is coming eventually. Not a sharp pain. All right, I'll switch it over to the other side. So bring the foot into the inner thigh. Reach out open and reach to the opposite side. So you can hang out here for a moment. Arm circle it over. This is one of my favorite low back stretches. All right, great. We're going to go right over into tabletop here. So think wrists underneath shoulders. I like to bring my toes under, knees underneath your hips here. We're going to bring one hand behind the head. We're just going to do a thoracic spine opener. Drive that elbow up to the sky and tuck behind the arm. About 8 on each side. Good. Notice how I'm just moving my thoracic spine. Everything else is staying in place. And just a reminder, this is just to improve your range of motion. It's not to get the most highest position ever. Exercise is supposed to meet you where you are. It's not supposed to injure you before you get there. Okay, then we'll just rock back in child's pose. Quick, and we'll come back up here. I want to do a cat-cow here. And remember, we're inhaling when the belly's low, and we're exhaling in that cow position. Cat. Is that the cat? Is this the cow? For about 12 here. Breathe nice and deep through all these stretches and mobility segments. It's very important. All right, so at home, a band is very nice to have here. So I have a Verso band. We sell these at the Pro Shop in UBAC. You can also tie a TheraBand. TheraBands are very commonly handed out at PT offices. A lot of people do have them on their homes. Just a stretchy band. I'm going to bring that over around your ankles here. I'm going to cradle your head so you feel nice and supported. And then you're actually just going to lift, keeping tension in the band, that side leg for about 12 to 15 here. Keep your heel to toe straight. See, I'm leading with my heel. And we're going to the other side. Same setup, hips stacked, shoulders stacked, cradle your head, feet stacked, drive it up. Notice how I'm keeping that tension. So if I let my feet go all the way together, then there's no tension. 2 more. Keep your core tight. Excellent. All right, so we are going to kind of target our core here next. So on our back here, we're just going to go into some leg lifts. So I want you to think dead bug. Your back's going to be flat against here, but a neutral spine is okay. I don't want you to feel some pain on your low back here. So get your legs nice and straightish here. Arms at your side, core is nice and tight. We're going to lower the legs until we feel the low back start to lift. So as our core gets stronger, we can go lower and lower without touching. And we can break this up 2 sets of 5 real quick. I'm just going to do 10. But again, this is very intense on the low core. So please break it up if you need to. Good. All right, from there, we could band for this one if you want extra resistance, but also we don't need to. We're going to go right into a marching bridge. So our bridge position, lift here, lift one knee, back down, nice and soft. So you don't want to ever have your foot stomp down. It's all about the control of these eccentric movements. So I'm keeping my hips extended the entire time, and I'm lifting and lowering for 10 on each side. Nice. All right. We're going to go back through those 3 exercises here. Just checking the time. All right, so side stacked. Check the head supported. Lift for 12. Should be feeling this in your glute medius. Make sure that heel is leading still. You could also just roll over to the other side, but I just want to be facing the camera, so wonderful. Cradle your head. Excellent. All right, we're gonna do our leg lifts next. So I'm actually gonna keep the band on, but I'm gonna bring it up above my knees. This isn't necessary at all, so if you want to take the band off, you can. I am just gonna do the next thing after with the band, and you can choose to join me in that or not. But I encourage you to try it. You never know until you try it. All right, leg lift. Get set up. Nice strong abdomen. Press your back into that floor. Straighten your legs. Lower nice and slow. Again, don't need to go super low. You know when your core is working. One more. All right, it's that hip bridge. Marching hip bridge. So I'm banded this time, so some people will have the band roll on them. We'll see if that happens to me. Hips lifted. And slow, soft taps back down. Wonderful. All right, we're going to move to the main portion of this workout where you will need a chair to start off with. I have a chair right here. Okay. All right, so we're going to use the corner next, but first we're going to go right into a sit to stand. So a squat is essentially lowering yourself to chair height. The chair is here for safety. If you're not confident in doing a squat without a chair and you aren't confident in your form, use a chair. Just push up, stand up. I just want to adjust so you can see my face when I do these. Also my feet. This room is so small. Okay, so I'm gonna just hold my hands together. If you want, you can hold a weight at your chest. But the biggest thing is that you're shifting your weight back. Your feet are hip width apart. Your knees are staying behind your toes. and pretend you have a name tag on and you can't obstruct it. Go down for 15. So 15 sounds daunting. Just break it into 3 sets of 5. You do 3 sets of 5, no problem. Focus on slow lower, just tapping the chair and pushing up through the heels. Here we go. Nice. Just gonna adjust the camera once more because you're gonna follow me over to this corner. Okay. So we're gonna do a corner wall push-up here. So yeah, you need a corner of a room. If you don't have a corner of a room, you can do a straight on wall push-up. The corner is nice if you kind of have shoulder issues or rotator cuff issues. So I'm just going to turn my head to talk, but you're going to do 12 of these. Get your hands set up here. About shoulder width apart. Pushing all the way out. So your feet further back will make more of a challenge. Your head's going to come right into the corner of the room. This is going to be heavy triceps. And chest. Wonderful. All right, so now we're going to use those soup cans, or if you have lighter dumbbells. I have neither. So I'm going to use heavier dumbbells, and I might come to failure a little quicker. Can't get in the right camera. I need to put this on a wide angle. All right, so we have our weights or soup cans or something or other, but as long as they're equal weighted and you can be sure of that, that's safe to use. All right. So feet hip width apart here. Shoulders down and back. Chest open, shoulders relaxed. We're going to go into our hip hinge, and most important thing about a hip hinge is that everything stays neutral as you fold forward. Specifically, the back. Yeah, I'm pretty much talking about your back. So we're going to have our soft knees bend slightly as we hinge forward, and I'm setting my hips back. Notice I'm looking forward and my shoulders aren't drawing forward like that. They're staying back here. So I'm coming here. If I turn sideways, my back is parallel to the floor and nothing is locked into place. Come up here, go and do a lateral raise. Lateral raise is uncomfortable here. I want you to check out a front raise, okay? So this versus the lateral, the head of the deltoids versus the anterior head. These weights are a little too heavy for me to be doing that move. So let's see how many I get through. So we're going back into this hip hinge deadlift. I'll just show you from the side view. Forward fold here. And then come all the way up. Squeeze. Lateral raise. Forward fold. Up, squeeze. Drive the hips to extension and raise. Again, I want to remind you not to lock your knees out. Not to let your shoulders draw forward too much. And again, make sure that your shoulders can stay relaxed as you raise the weights up here. Great. So we are doing about 12 of those. I believe I did 12. Please count your own reps. It's very important. So we're going to utilize this chair again for the next exercise. You're going to want to stand next to it, holding the back, or have a wall surface next to you, something just to lean onto if you need to. And we're going to go into a reverse lunge. So here, I'm going to step back, my right hand, my right foot, into a reverse lunge. Do you notice my knees bend at 90 degrees? Here. Shoulders stacked over that back knee. Push on up, back here. Back. We're staying on the same side, so my leg is moving back closest to the chair. We're pushing up through that front heel for 8. Nice. So switching, stepping back, same thing. Shoulders stacked over that back knee. All the way up, push through the heel. Chest stays lifted the whole time. A common compensation though, don't go super low if it's painful. You still get that muscle engagement if you're not lowering all the way. You still, like here is good. Like, just get yourself moving. So a slight lean forward is okay modification here, Slish. All right, excellent. So 8 and 8. So we have time for one more exercise. And we're going to do a floor chest fly. A lightweight is advised, so soup cans are great. Probably don't start this exercise off with anything higher than 3 pounds. If you've done it for a while, then you can start to add on the weight. But again, this is comfort with the motion. All right, on our backs. Just feeling confident. We're going into a chest fly here. Open. In. For 12.
I know he sent it back. Oh, he did? Yeah. It was so funny. I know. Did you show your plan? Yeah. This is the only way I can carry it. It was awesome. Yeah. The kids loved it. I know. You know, you brought humor to it. Yeah. And honestly, for lunch, when they're developing, especially a couple of days. Yeah. It was really powerful. And it didn't get like.
Over your chest, not your face.
Yeah, it was just good to see. Like, then, like, it never escalated to something like inappropriate. Absolutely.
All right, staying on the floor. Actually, I have time for 2 more. We're going to go into a single leg bridge here. So lift one leg.
We're just recovering.
You can bend your leg here for 8.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to get that in this position.
Wonder if you can hear the people in the hallway. I'm sorry. They chatting. I bet you can. All right, 8 and 8.
He looked terrible yesterday. He was average.
Okay. We can come to standing or seated position for this next one. I'm just going to actually stay in kneeling position so you can see me without moving the camera. All right, so we're going to actually bring this overhead. Assuming this is comfortable, we're going into a tricep extension here. So it's important that the spine stays neutral, no curvature. That's out of the norm. Elbows stay forward. And straight up. 12 here. Wonderful. Okay, that was my workout for Friday. Have a great rest of your weekend.